Then there's Cunningham, and it's MYNBA in at the center. And for the Jazz, Collins and Kessler there in the middle. Clarkson the 2, and Markkanen is the 3. And it's George in at the point guard position. And as some of you might know, this game serving as the third contest in group play of the NBA Cup tournament for these two teams. Grant, a lot on the line here tonight for them.
Yeah, B.A., and both sides are very much alive in the group stage at this point. Whoever gets the win here is well on their way to the next stage of the NBA Cup.
Oh, a clear foul there on the missed shot. So he'll get a pair at the line. You know, from day one in the NBA, Keontae George had the ability to create his own shot like few others, Doris.
There are certain guys that are electric with their athleticism and the live body they bring to the game. Keontae George knows how to score, and as he develops as a playmaker, look out.
That's what he does. Rock solid at the line.
He's getting his first free throw attempts of the night now. First one falls for him. Doris, I'm going to give you 3 names here. John Stockton, Karl Malone, Pete Maravich. Which one is the greatest player to ever wear a Jazz uniform, you think?
I'm not going greatest player, B.A. I'm going greatest tandem in the history of the Utah Jazz. John Stockton and Karl Malone in pick-and-roll play were poetry in motion.
Now here's Kessler. Right now contributing around 10.5 points a game. George, good.
And he's a crafty scorer for a young player. George is always going to find the gaps in the defense.
George against Cunningham. Left side, MYNBA. Just 5 on the clock. And it's blocked by Kessler.
This guy is a constant threat on the defensive end. Send it back, Walker.
Markkanen against Miller. Here's George. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up.
Heady play to stop that easy layup right there. I mean, make him earn it at the line. And there's no question George can fill it up. For him, it's about focusing on shooting good percentages.
And so it's Cunningham with it. He brings it up for the Spurs. It's a 3-point game. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
And just far too many turnovers. You can't expect to win if you can't protect the ball.
That's exactly right. Miscues drive a coach crazy. You're giving them more opportunities than you're giving yourself, and that's always problematic.
And the standings for the NBA Cup starting to come into focus.
Yeah, but there's still time to make a push. We'll just have to wait and see which teams are able to punch their ticket to the knockout round.
Here's Clarkson. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
Clarkson leaving no doubt with that finish, folks.
Thibault on the wing. MYNBA against Kessler. And it's blocked by Kessler.
0 for 4 to start this game. Some of it's execution, and some of it's just bad luck.
Markkanen inside. Guarded by Miller. Markkanen misses. Spurs trail by 5. And in the first quarter, about 3 minutes played. Down low. Stolen by Kessler. Markkanen with it. Thibault picks him up. Clarkson outside. Pass to Collins. Thibault against Markkanen. Kessler, a screen on Thibault. Markkanen. Second shot opportunity. 2 points. That one goes.
You simply have got to box out Walker Kessler. This guy gets a lot of his offense from second chance opportunities.
Now here's Isaac. Pass to MYNBA. Isaac outside. Shot clock at 6. And it's blocked right out of the air and controls it.
I mean, just a tough start, missing their first 5 shots.
It's stolen by Thibault. Back come the Spurs in transition to win the cold spell. And the layup is good by Isaac.
And he's a strong man. Isaac, so physical, getting to the bucket.
Now let's send it over to Ali LaForce, who was able to talk with Will Hardy.
He said they spent all week watching film on Victor Wembanyama, trying to find flaws that they could take advantage of. No such luck. So their mission tonight is to try to make someone else beat them, which coach admits could be fool's errand.
And Ali, thank you for that. Here's Cunningham. The Jazz making their last shot. Rebounded by the Jazz. This game coming on the heels of their win versus the Knicks.
And I love the aggressiveness they showed at the start of that game. They were really ready to attack the rim.
You know, typically when you go that hard to the rack, you can make a living at the charity stripe, and that's exactly what happened.
Now here's Cunningham, coming in off 21 points in his last outing.
Listen, he knows he should have made that shot. We'll see if they can work it back to him in that same area.
Pass to Collins. Miller against Markkanen. Kessler, a screen on Miller. Markkanen for 3. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Kessler, no good.
And that closeout certainly made a difference.
Well, no question, he altered that shot, and most of the time, that's just as good as blocking it.
Here's Wembanyama, and there's a whistle. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. That one on Kessler. You look at the Jazz. This is their 3rd matchup of the NBA Cup. They've gone 1-1 so far in group play.
And here on their home court, this is the one they need to have if they hope to advance to the knockout round.
And as for San Antonio, after splitting the first 2 games of the NBA Cup, they come into this one seeking a much-needed win on the road.
Yeah, and it won't be easy, but I think they're up for the challenge. They know they have to bring their A game here tonight.
And the Spurs with possession here after the basket by Utah. Avdia, screen on George. Cunningham against George. Cunningham passes to Avdia, and he goes in for the dunk.
Using that solid build, Denny Avdia, first you set a good screen, then you navigate to open space. Nice job.
George drives in. The rebound by the Spurs. Cunningham looking it over. Here's Wembanyama. Pass to Thibault from the arc. Sexton grabs the board. Jazz leading by 7. Tries the spin move. Collins outside. Sexton against Miller. Markkanen with a screen on Miller. Lets it fly. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. It's on Brandon Miller.
You know, it's easy to say, but this is one guy you don't want to foul. Colin Sexton is an excellent free throw shooter.
Well, when you talk about the most underrated players in the league, Doris, Sexton has to be in the conversation.
Well, let's begin with the fact that he's an absolutely fearless scorer, a tough competitor, an improved facilitator. There's grit, determination. He's willing to get into you defensively. He is somebody that will compete on the defensive end.
And that one, good.
And I love the energy from Cunningham inside, pushing to get the bucket.
On the wing, Sexton fires from deep, sinks it from distance. And the Jazz lead by 9. Well, the grimace of pain tells it all. He's hurt. Let's hope he's okay.
Oh, man, that's tough. You just never like to see this in sports.
No, obviously something that, you know, every player fears. The NBA has made player safety a priority, but injuries continue to happen.
All right, the Jazz making a change here. Clarkson's checked in. And San Antonio also making a switch. Filipowski, he's checked in for Isaac. Cunningham against Mills. Mamba, pass to Cunningham. Screen by Bamba. The floater. Here's Miller. San Antonio again can't hit.
Boy, he won't miss many from that spot. The defense gets lucky there.
Hendricks no good. And here's Cunningham. He'll bring it up for the San Antonio Spurs. They trail by 9. Miller on the wing. Eubanks defending. From down in the low post, it goes.
Yeah, I like whenever Miller uses his size to his advantage, especially down near the rim.
Now here's Clarkson. He's coming off a 10-point game against New York. Outside Mills. 20 feet out. Kicks it out to Clarkson. Back to Eubanks. Oh, and makes it with the kiss.
Well, Jordan Clarkson's improved his ability to run the offense. How about that pass, guys?
Cunningham against Mills. And it's Cunningham missing.
Let's give some credit to the defense for how they're guarding this guy right now because they're refusing to let him get comfortable.
The shot by Eubanks, no good.
Boy, that's one he wishes he could have back, especially against soft defense.
Ooh, nice shot by Miller.
Love the confidence from this young man. Miller is so quick off the catch.
Now here's Clarkson. He's guarded closely. From behind the arc. Oh, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off. Target. And so it's the Utah Jazz with a 6-point lead at the close of the quarter. Just pounding the painted area. That's helped. If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter in this one. And a moment to check out the scoring breakdown for the Jazz.
Well, you got to be impressed with how selfless they've been so far. Their passing has been simply outstanding.
Yeah, they've also been alert and active on the defensive end, creating turnovers and turning those into points on the offensive end.
So on the floor for San Antonio, we've got Abdia. Lonzo Ball is out there with Matisse Thybulle. Then it's Victor Wembanyama, and it's Waters in at small forward. Here's Ball. Pass to Wembanyama. Out of bounds. It'll be Utah's ball. Taking a look at some numbers here for Cade Cunningham.
And he's had a rough past 5 games. He's had trouble finding his offensive rhythm and just hasn't been as effective as he'd like to be on that end. But this is something all players go through, and I'm sure he'll fight his way back.
Williams is checked in for Mikhailuk. Jazz leading by 6. A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian. The Jazz are making progress. Coach Will Hardy said this team has shown grit and character and has developed a lot of confidence. When we're going through game preparations, the players walk away knowing if they do certain things, they can win. That's a big step in the right direction.
A bright future, Allie. Thank you. And he makes the first. And when you talk about guards who can really attack in the lane, Jordan Clarkson is on that list, Doris.
BA, there are just certain guys who are comfortable operating in tight windows. Clarkson's mindset is score. He's got a great sense for where and when to pull up into his shot. He can burn you from 3. Little bit streaky, but boy, he can really get on a hot streak.
And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. We are now into November, so let's check in on the standings in the Western Conference. Taking a look at San Antonio, they're in 6th place, but still time to make a move in the standings. And of course, there's Utah, 6.5 games back. Collier, he's checked in for Utah. Clock is at 3. Here's Wembanyama. Utah grabs the miss. Victory eluded them last time in San Antonio when they faced the Spurs.
And obviously the whistles weren't in their favor the last time these teams met, and it cost them.
And here's Mills for 3. Knocks down the long J. Mills has gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. All right, let's find out the news on Colin Sexton. Allie LaForce has the update.
Thanks. I caught up with the head athletic trainer for the Jazz. I was told it's a knee sprain. Not great news by any stretch, but luckily it wasn't anything major. Adversity hitting this team early, but that will create opportunities for others to step into new roles. It'll be interesting to see how these changes come together, Brian.
Okay, thanks for the update. Good to get that information. Now we know how things are coming along, Graham.
That's true. It's the uncertainty factor with injuries that can be so hard to handle.
There's no question, because even if you know what's wrong, individuals have different healing times. The time frames can be totally different for similar injuries.
Mills against Ball. Always a nice way to start. Makes his first one.
And we have seen Ball add some muscle over the years so that he can power through that contact.
Pass to Eubanks. Here's Hendricks. Here's Mills, hounded by Ball. 17-foot shot on the way. Cash. Mills with the bucket. Mills has got 5 now.
Well, the defense accustomed to Patty taking threes. That time he gets to the in-between game.
Ball against Mills. Now here's Ball. He's closely guarded. Wembanyama's shot is good.
And now almost all their points coming from the paint.
And we've got a timeout called by Will Hardy. He's going to talk it over with his guys. A different look for San Antonio. Isaac, he's checked in for Waters. Miller comes in for Thibault. And Cade Cunningham subbed in for Ball. Mills with it, now guarded by Isaac. Deflected!
You see the athleticism of Cunningham, using it there to come up with the swat.
Kessler, he's checked in for Utah. Markkanen comes in for Williams. Pass to Kessler. Here's Hendricks. Now Kessler, covered by Wembanyama. Shot clock at 5. Puts it up from the high post. And it's good. Off the back rim and in. 7 points in the game.
Well, after a less than stellar start in the first quarter, you like to see that shot go down.
Cunningham outside. Tipped away. Here's Hendricks. Isaac covering. Takes the 3. The rebound by the Spurs. Cunningham outside. Five on the clock. And it's Cade with the finish inside.
I mean, they've been relentless. Just keep getting shots at the rim.
Utah leading by 8. Now Mills. 11 points for him last game against New York.
I thought his physicality was crucial, too. You know, he kept the defense on their toes and repeatedly got to the free throw line.
Oh, it's blocked by Wembanyama.
With his length and energy, Wembanyama has the ability to be a game-changing defender.
Cunningham outside. Pass to Wembanyama. It's Abdia on the wing. Here's Miller for 3. Utah grabs the miss. Kessler's got 4 rebounds now. Over to the left wing. It's Mikhailuk on the wing. And a miss there on the triple. Spurs trail by 8. They've been having major problems offensively.
Definitely in a bit of a dry spell.
Pass to Wembanyama. Back to Cunningham. That one's good. Makes him 3 for 7.
They have no answer defensively inside.
And the Jazz with possession here. They've led by as much as 10. And we've got a timeout called by Will Hardy. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. For the Jazz, Collins, he's checked in for Hendricks. Clarkson comes in for Mikhailuk. And it's George in for Mills. And the Jazz with possession here. 6-point lead. Utah with another miss. And Cunningham gets it to go on the assist by Avdia. Cunningham's got 6 in the quarter. And so it's George with it. He brings it up for Utah. Marking it outside. Back to George. Clarkson against Miller. To get back on track. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. And Grant, one thing we've seen so far with the NBA Cup tournament, it's been an absolute blast for the fans.
Yeah, BA, it's the ideal way to make games more engaging. Fans love to brag about anything their team does. So in that regard, giving regular season games this extra spice has been a huge success.
And the Spurs making a change here. Waters checked in.
Sometimes, guys, you need someone on your team who understands my job is to be aggressive, whether I have it going or whether I don't. And Jordan Clarkson is that guy.
Jazz leading by 6. Here's George. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. George has got 7 points in the game.
Stop on a dime, pull up and get into your jump shooting motion. Go ahead, Keontae.
It's good.
Man, that's now 10 straight points in the paint. I'm not sure what's happened to their defense, man.
George passes to Clarkson. Marking it outside. Pass to Kessler. 6 to shoot. The Jazz need to get one up in a hurry. His first shot coming late. Collins, no good. Spurs trail by 6. Here's Cunningham. 12 points for him. 3-pointer. Cash from Cunningham on the 3-ball.
Hey, he's doing whatever he can right now to pump up his teammates.
Utah's gone 1 of 4 from 3-point land here in the second.
Come on, man. I mean, there was no chance Wemby was going to ever let that reach the rim.
To the paint. Oh, he powers right through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul, too. And he'll go to the line. They'll pin that one on John Collins. San Antonio shooting their 5th attempt at the line in the game. Thibault, he's checked in for Waters. That one drops. He ties it up.
Honestly, we have never seen someone like Victor Wembanyama, a skilled 7.5-footer. I mean, the way he moves, it's unreal.
Pass to Clarkson. Stolen by Miller. Back come the Spurs in transition. Cunningham against George. Back to Cunningham. Right side Thibault. And that one's long. And for Utah, they're shooting just 38%. Their offense not where they want to be. Avdia with a steal. Thibault against Markkanen. Thibault, that's good. Thibault's got his first 2 points.
Looks like we're starting to see a pattern here. Not afraid to get in the paint and get wet.
George outside. 29 seconds left in the first half of basketball. No good. Had a chance to win the run there. Cunningham with the ball. Guarded now by George. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting.
Yeah, can you say total package? Cunningham, the prototype guard these days.
And this will be a second trip to the free throw line. Both free free throws good from Cunningham.
Yeah, just knocking down every free throw. I mean, I love to see this kind of efficiency.
Markkanen outside. Just bullies his way in. Lauri Markkanen.
Boy, he's got so much length that under duress, still able to finish. Go ahead, Lauri Markkanen.
Pass to Avdia. All sorts of time. No luck on that one. And so it's Cade Cunningham making things happen for San Antonio. His fingerprints were all over that quarter. 13 points, leading the charge. All right, stick around. We'll be right back after this.
You know, I love sitting up here and doing this show with you guys. I learn something new every day. And weaving back to the first half of our game, that does it for half.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Nice game. Great performance by Cade Cunningham.
Yeah, tonight he's done a great job of slashing through the lane and finishing.
And part of that has to do with his mindset. He has been looking to push the action at every opportunity, and he has been in attack mode all night.
Markkanen and Collins, the 3 and 4. Jordan Clarkson is out there with George. And it's Kessler in at the 5. That's the 5 on the floor for the Jazz.
Yeah, terrific follow-through from Wembanyama, proving he has a good head on his shoulders.
Jazz trail by 4. Clarkson with the ball. Pass to Markkanen. George outside. Let's go with a 3. And the three-pointer goes. George has got... points in the game.
And there's a nice rhythm to his three-point shot. You know, George has a confident stroke.
And Greg Popovich has called timeout. I think right now he must be looking at some adjustments. Here's Cunningham. And a minute played as the second half gets going. Wembanyama, screen on George. Outside Wembanyama. 6 on the shot clock. Oh, the bucket's good, and he'll have a chance at one more. It goes on Keontae George.
And force-feeding the ball inside. I mean, no reason to go away from what's working.
Grant, there's a huge difference between talent on paper versus winning.
You're right, B.A., and it comes down to coaching, chemistry, and sacrifice. And I think the biggest thing is effort. All things being equal, the team that plays the hardest is going to win.
Markkanen misses. San Antonio leading by 4. Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter. They grab their own miss. Wembanyama with the easy 2.
Timeout. Their interior D continues to look shaky. Not a good matchup for them right now.
And so Will Hardy calls for the timeout. He wants to give them a breather and talk things over. Next up on the schedule, the Nuggets, a home game. And they'll be right in the middle of a 5-game homestand. Back to George. High post Kessler. Parked it down low that time. Got hit with the 3-second call. On our 2K leaderboard, the NBA scoring leaders over the last 10 games. Victor Wembanyama, number 1.
He's been on an absolute tear offensively. He's found something that's working for him, and he's sticking to it.
And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Wembanyama, screen on George. Here's Cunningham. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. And now an 8-point Spurs lead.
Not an easy shot at all. Cunningham seems to have it early on in his NBA career.
Collins outside. Inside, here's George. Oh, rejected by MYNBA. They retain possession. George, no good.
1 for 4 in the second half. Just trying to get into a rhythm.
Cunningham against George. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. That one on Kessler.
I love big guards, and Cunningham using the size to perfection.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. And here's Clarkson. He has 7. Boy, they need something to go to regain some confidence.
No question. Way too many empty possessions for them.
Markkanen outside. Pass to Kessler. And here's Clarkson. Markkanen with a screen on Thibault. Clarkson for 3. Knocks it down from distance. Clarkson's got 10.
And their perimeter shooting numbers have been up since the start of the second half.
Cunningham against George. Cunningham passes to MYNBA. It's rebounded by George. Jazz trail by 7. Throws it up high. Stolen by Miller. Cunningham with the ball. Guarded now by George. Here's Isaac. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
Well, the potential of Jonathan Isaac is truly exciting. This guy is still a bit raw, but he has every tool to be successful, both offensively and defensively.
That free throw misses. Bamba's checked in for San Antonio. Ellis comes in for Thibault. And that trip coming up empty, missing both.
Boy, that's not the result I would have predicted. Usually you can take those to the bank when he's at the line.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Brian, Lauri Markkanen's shooting stroke at 7 feet tall had former Mavericks coach Rick Carlisle comparing him to Dirk. Lauri said it feels good to hear that because he's obviously a Hall of Famer, but there's still a long way to go, and it gives me more motivation to keep getting better. He's not getting a big head, Brian.
No, he's not, and that's the way you have to approach it to be great. Thanks, Allie. And so George will bring it up for Utah. It's a 10-point game. And so Will Hardy calls for the timeout. He wants to review the game plan.